Good morning, folks. Well, as you can probably see, it's another grey morning. Not too cold, and actually not too wet, just a bit drizzly. I'm doing my regular commute into Leeds. But this will be my last week, which is kind of good news and kind of bad news, depending on how you look at it. So the contract that I'm working on is finishing up at the end of the week. So no more reason to do this particular run, which I've been doing for pretty much 18 months now. So it will feel a little bit weird not having to do this 2 or 3 times a week. But on the other hand, it'll actually feel quite nice not having to do this 2 or 3 times a week. At least until I find out where my next contract is and how far I have to travel and so on. But it'd be nice to be doing a different route. This one's got very familiar, but it's nice to do something new, isn't it? So I'm going to have a bit of a rant this morning, and I'm going to rant about Bluetooth. Although, in fairness, it may not be Bluetooth, it may just be technology, I don't know. But yeah, trying to get things to talk to each other and just trying to get things to work, it is a nightmare. So this bike has 2 Bluetooth channels, one for the audio system and one for the sat-nav. And obviously most Bluetooth headsets come with 2 audio channels, so that's kind of fine. And on my Scala Rider Q3, that's exactly how I used it. And I don't know, I've had that for a year, something like that, and it's worked fine. But I've recently started riding with my son, and I bought him a second Q3, but that was a mistake, because they're really rider to pillion headsets. They're not rider to rider, and we lose connection very easily, which is annoying. And there are other, I won't go into why I've decided to get rid of it. So I decided to upgrade to a Pack Talk, which is the high-end Scala one, which should really give us much better features for the bike-to-bike. This is what it's designed for. One of the features of the Pack Talk is this new dynamic meshing control DMC, which you can only really configure from your phone. So thinks I, okay, actually those 2 channels on my Bluetooth headset, I'm going to connect one of them to the audio system on the bike, because I use that a bit when I'm on the motorway. I'm going to connect the other one to the phone, because I actually don't really need to listen to the sat-nav prompts most of the time. I'm used to just looking at the map, and I quite often turn the prompts off because they're annoying. So, all well and good, installed the new Scala into the helmet, went out yesterday, sat on the bike, and those of you who've got a Garmin sat-nav probably know that when you connect your phone up, it's not just calls, you also get Garmin Live, which is the data feed that allows the sat-nav to do automatic traffic rerouting. So that's kind of important for me, because I commute on the bike, I need to know where the traffic is, I need the sat-nav to sort that out for me if it's really bad. So my assumption had been that the phone would connect to the Garmin via Bluetooth for the live updates, connect via Bluetooth to the Scala. But no, the phone and the sat-nav cannot connect to each other if there isn't a Bluetooth headset connected to the sat-nav. Even though I can connect the phone to the sat-nav if the headset is switched off, if there's no connection set up in the sat-nav, it won't work. Also, if the phone is set up to connect to the Scala and to the sat-nav, it won't work. Which is just really annoying, because it basically means I can either have my phone connected to the sat-nav, or I can have my phone connected to the Bluetooth headset, but I can't have both. And I do need my live traffic update, so I've had to go back to connecting the phone to the sat-nav, and from the sat-nav to the so the Scala headset, but it means that if I want to do any changes to the DMC bridge configuration, I have to repair the headset back to my phone and then repair the headset back to the sat-nav when I'm finished. Now probably somebody will tell me that that's the way it's designed to be, or something stupid like that. I'm not sympathetic to that view, mostly because I'm at that point in my life where I just want technology to do what I want it to do. I don't care what its limitations are. But anyway, this seems like a stupid thing. Your phone should be able to connect to multiple Bluetooth devices, so I don't see why this shouldn't work. So anyway, there you go, ranty, ranty, ranty. It does sort of work, just not the way I wanted it to. So yeah, mood kind of fits the weather, doesn't it really? Ranty mood, miserable weather. Anyway, I've got that out of my system. What else? Well, the eagle-eyed among you might have noticed there's a different screen on the bike. I was cleaning the bike, and I take the screen off from time to time just so I can clean behind it. Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to do that. Oh shit! I really ought to pay attention to that as well. Whoa! Right, where was I? Screen. Took the screen off the bike to clean behind it, and I usually have a big Aeroflow touring screen on the bike, which is great for the winter, colder weather. But it's not been so great in the summer because it actually cuts down some of the airflow you need on the really hot days. So I thought, being as it was off the bike, I just popped the original factory screen back on, just for the rest of the summer. Of course, since I did that, the temperature's taken a plummet and the weather's all miserable. So that just serves me right, I suppose. Tempting fate. What else? I think in my last video I reported on my new exhaust pipe, which you couldn't actually hear terribly well on the audio, which is a shame. I can hear it much better on my helmet than you can hear on the video, and it does sound lovely. I still really like it. I have since that video tried it without the baffle, and what can I say? It sounds glorious, but it's really, really loud. And actually it just felt uncomfortably loud. The whole time I was riding I was just aware of the exhaust pipe, and every time I went through a built-up area I was like clicking it up a couple of cogs to try and get the revs down to kind of poodle along, and I just decided that actually I could live without that hassle. So I've put the baffle back in, at least for the moment. It still sounds really nice. At some point I'm going to get an external sound recorder and just do a little ride, just recording the exhaust sound, so I can put a video up on that. So apart from that, quiet bank holiday weekend. Went away for a short family trip, so not a huge amount of time on the bike. And that's it, I think. Nothing else to report. So I shall just get my head down and focus on the rest of my ride over to Leeds. So as always, this has been Two Wheel Solo. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.